researchers are looking for new ways to reduce the usage of fossil fuels and to replace them with renewable resources. While many people are for the use of ethanol, there are still many things that need to be looked for. I will talk about what ethanol is, some pros of ethanol fuel usage, and also some cons of ethanol usage. And when we're all done, I will let you decide which one is better for our environment and helping it keep sustainable. First one, what is ethanol? According to the U.S. Department of Energy 2015, ethanol is a renewable fuel made from various plants, materials collectively known as biomass. These plants could be made from corn, some grains, and many different kinds of sugar canes. More than 95% of the U.S. gasoline that we use every day, which is typically E10, is 10% ethanol and 90% gasoline. The reason for this is it helps oxygenate the fuel and reduce air pollution. That's the idea behind a greener earth and why we use ethanol. Ethanol gas contains quite a bit of water since it is from a plant, so we have to send it through many different processes, just like fuel or gasoline. We need to remove all of the water from it, and it goes through several distillation and dehydration processes to remove any excess water before it can be ran through an engine, which could be catastrophic to an engine if you were to add water to it. Some pros of ethanol. According to Lombardo from the NLCA, produced on a large enough scale, ethanol represents a potential green source of car fuel that will now run out due to us being able to renew the source. There will be more ethanol. The more ethanol we produce, the more jobs we produce around here, which ethanol plants, people need jobs to continue the process of distillation and everything that's involved, and more farmers can grow more fields and sell it for potentially higher yields. According to the Health Research Funding in 2014, no hazardous materials are used in this, since it is a natural material. Therefore, any kind of fuel spills with ethanol are a lot easier to clean up. They're not as bad for our environment, and 75% of it will evaporate before too long anyways, before it can have time to damage our environment. Another pro to it, according to Lombardo, is it also creates a few byproducts from it, which we use every day, like corn oil and so on. Next, I'm going to talk about the cons of ethanol fuel. Most people don't believe that there are a lot of cons to it because it is such a green way and a renewable resource, and it sounds almost too good to be true, and it is. And I'll tell you why. One of the main issues with ethanol is fuel efficiency. According to Lombardo, for 15% ethanol fuels, the hit to mileage is something like 25 to 30 miles per gallon. Per tank, sorry. Using the fuel may void engine warranties. A lot of big car manufacturers, it even tells you on the gas cap, if you're running 15% to 85% ethanol, it'll have a big red circle with a dash through it going through it, telling you that it could possibly void warranties. A lot of engines don't have the seals made for it. Although newer cars are starting to get there, they're not all there yet. Another thing about ethanol that is bad, it's bad for the environment around us. We continue to use the same crops in the same locations, and it's just stripping our soils. It's bad for the habitats, the wildlife around here. We're having to create more farmland for this research. And according to Megs from Popular Mechanics, producing enough ethanol to replace America's imported oil alone would require putting nearly 900 million acres under cultivation, or roughly 95% of our crops. That leaves 5% of them left for foods, which is going to be a dramatic increase in food prices. And the problem with this is that most of our crops are in the Midwest, so transporting ethanol across even just a few states creates more problems. Ethanol likes to draw in water. That's a big concern with transporting ethanol across state lines. And most states don't have the ground to grow crops that it requires. In conclusion, there are many things we must consider when trying to establish renewable resources. Worrying about our environment instead of a few extra dollars spent on gas mileage would be most beneficial to have a sustainable environment. Now we must learn to keep the government out of our pockets to reduce the cost of research and development.